In general, if you're a sole trader, you'll be better off putting the car through the business. You need to put through all the costs associated with the purchase and running of the car, including claiming hire purchase interest if relevant. You'll need to keep track of business v private use mileage to work out what percentage you need to add back in the tax computation, as you'll only be able to claim for the business proportion. If you're putting the purchase cost of the car in the accounts, you will need to claim capital allowances on the expenditure. Annual investment allowance cannot usually be used for a company vehicle, and the writing down allowance depends on the CO2 efficiency of the vehicle. For company cars, if you're operating through a company, historically it's not generally been worth putting the car through the company as an expense. As an example, if you have a middle-of-the-range small estate car costing around £25,000, CO2 emissions of 135 grams per kilometre, if you're running it through the business, you would have a benefit in kind cost of £7,500 a year. You would only be able to reclaim the fuel costs at 10 to 14p per mile, depending on the engine size, rather than the 45p a mile. So in this case, unless you do a significant amount of personal miles and not very many business miles, it would probably cost you more to run the car through the business. There are a couple of exceptions to this rule. If you have a van, for HMRC purposes, certain double cab pickups are classified as a van. The benefit in kind on all vans is £4,320 for the current tax year, that's 2019-20. If you have an electric car, a fully electric car, these are less expensive on the benefit in kind side, but there is still a tax liability in the current tax year, but the rules are changing as we speak. So this year, the benefit in kind charge would be 16% of the list price of the car, but next year it'll be zero, and you will be able to claim a full annual investment allowance on the cost, or first year allowance on the cost of the vehicle. When we get to the following tax year, you may not be able to claim the full cost of the vehicle. You'll just be able to claim a writing down allowance, and there will start to be an increase in the amount that you pay as a benefit in kind. Something that would need to be assessed as you go along, but certainly in the next tax year it's worthwhile potentially running an electric car through the company.